Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm gonna close the door here for a second. By the time this video comes up, 2,000 subscriber giveaway already passed. So congratulations to the winner once again, and I think that was successful there. So again, appreciate everybody for supporting the channel up to now. So today's project here, I'm basically doing a wipe down here of the Impala, just a wipe down with DIY Detail Interior Clean and Protect, which is their interior detailer. So I just wiped everything down. The dash here, so the interior ceramic from DIY Detail is holding up just fine on the dash here. The diamond leather coating is holding up just fine. And so for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to polish this piano plastic stuff here. For those of you who have this in your car, you know how notorious it is for it to scratch up. And the easiest way to protect this from continuing to get scratched is to just put paint protection film on the clear bra material on it, so it doesn't really scratch on this surface. And I'll bring you in here in a second, but it's just primarily here. This piece here does a pretty decent job of holding up. This one doesn't scratch as easy, and then these door pieces here will scratch relatively easy. So what I'm going to be doing here today is I'm going to take some NSP 45, the Rupes here with the polishing pad. I have the rotary mode set on it, and we're just going to remove some of the defects. I'm not going to remove everything. I'm just going to make it look a little better. The reason I'm not going to remove everything is because it's going to come back when you're wiping down your interior. You're going to mar these back, and you're going to scratch them up for the reason being is that these are really soft material here, so they're going to develop scratches relatively easy. So I'm going to bring you in close to show you the defects on here. Okay, so let me grab my light. Let's see if you guys can actually see this. So yeah, you guys can actually see that pretty well. So you can see all the swirls and stuff in there. I haven't done this in a long time, probably since I posted that video when I used I forget which coating I put on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this another cleanup here with the polish, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Let me put this camera back in my head here. And then I'm going to put another coating on it once again. So the coating does do a real good job of helping the scratch resistance. And so just grab yourself any coating. It can be, I have this Blackfire coating here that I grabbed just in case I want to try that, but I'll probably more than likely just use the diamond body coating here because I still have some left over. Again, just pick any coating you want if you're going to do that. If you're going to be doing film on here, polish up the area, and then clean it up, panel wipe it and all that, and just go from there. So I'm just going to use some NSP 45 here. Very simple. These products don't stain trim, but if you're worried about hitting any trim, just tape it off. I'm not going to tape anything off, and I'm going to go slow. This is speed 1 this is going to be speed 1 on the Rupes, so it sounds like it's pretty fast. Again, this tool is pretty powerful for what you get here. Again, low speed, and we'll go from here. And I'm using no pressure. So we'll see how this did to clean this up here. So again, I'm just going to use a towel here. This is a Costco towel. Just people freak out as soon as you say Costco, like, oh my god, it's going to scratch it. Depends, sometimes it's hit or miss with the towels. And so just from looking at it here, it looks a lot glossier after polishing up that surface. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. Yeah, so it's a lot better. So let me just bring you in so I can show you real quick here. how good that came out. Again, this is just a quick little pass here, so you guys can actually see that it came out pretty decent. I could probably use NSP95 and get a little bit more out. I could probably go over another pass or so. But that looks pretty good. So like I said, I could probably bust out NSP95 or just go again NSP45 and tackle some more of the defects. So maybe I'll give it one more pass right here, and we'll see how that goes. So it's pretty straightforward on how to do this. Let me just go ahead and finish this piece here. So I should still have plenty of polish in here. Yep. So just dab the pad out here. And again, I'm just leaving it on speed 1. Alright, so we're just going to wipe this off. But yeah, it does look a lot better just polishing it up. And so that's why I'm saying, just if you want to go full crazy and OCD, then by all means do a compound. I can actually see the deep scratches here, like right here is a deep scratch. But that looks so much better just looking at it. I mean, like I said, I could actually go more aggressive with either the pad here. I could change it to a cutting pad with a 45. I'll just go, or I could just do NSP95. But like I said, I'm just trying to clean this up just a bit to make it look a lot better, and then we'll go ahead and coat it. So let me go ahead and finish these areas here, because it's going to just do this part here as well, and this part here. I'm going to do the door handles as well on both sides, probably the back ones. This piece looks okay. This piece is like a, once this piece gets scratches in here, it's pretty much, you're out of luck here. So I'm not going to polish this part out here. I could if I wanted to. I'm not. I just keep using the interior detailer, and then just that'll add some protection. But I'm going to go ahead and knock this piece out, this piece out, this piece out, the one on that side and the two on the back door. Then I'll come back and put the coating. So I'll come back and I'll show you the application of the coating. I just want to show you how easy it is to gloss up your interior pieces, remove some of the scratches on here, and then again just put some sort of protection on it. The best protection is going to be paint protection film. The next best protection is going to be a coating on here. This is eventually going to scratch on here, but again, this has been years since I did this again, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish this. I'll come back for the coating application, so I'll be right back for that. So hang tight. Alright everyone, welcome back. So I am done polishing up this piece here, and then this door piece here. I'll get that other one in a minute here. I wanted to kind of just come back real quick and do this. Actually, I polished this little plastic piece here as well on here, because I'm going to coat it. But it came out really good. I don't see, I got most of those defects out here. This part wasn't that bad. I'm just looking at it because this piece is not really touched too often. But like I said, this material is really soft, so if you touch it with your towel, you are gonna scratch the surface. So kind of just be careful with when you're wiping down the surface of your piano trim. So over here, it looks pretty good here. Like I said, if I wanted to get more defects out of it, then I could just change the pad, or I could actually just change the polish to something a little bit more aggressive to remove more of those defects in there. The reason I'm not going to do that is nobody's going to come in here and say, oh, this thing is swirled up and it looks ugly. From just looking at it here, this looks pretty glossy, and so that was the end goal, is make it look better, remove some of those defects, make it look glossy. Again, think of it like a one-step paint enhancement, or a one-step polish was a paint enhancement. And I also did this panel here, which looks good as well. You've got pretty decent defect removal on there. So the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to coat these areas here of concern. I'm gonna take off this tape. I put tape around the bottom of these coatings so that they don't go bad. I'm gonna start doing that with all my coating bottles here. So just shake your coating here. So if you're using the diamond body coating like I'm using here, you want to just shake this. What's the expiration date on here? 8/24. So you get a long expiration date. Let me just shake this up. Okay, so you want to shake it for at least 15 seconds there if you're using the Diamond Protect coatings on here. So we're going to just take this off. The reason I'm using this one is this one actually hardens up more so than Diamond Body 36. Diamond Body 36 stays more flexible. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a few drops of coating on here, that's more than enough. Put that there. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just coat it like I'm coating paint. And if you want to tape off areas of concern, then by all means do so. If you're going to coat, so let me just be careful here not to touch the leather, because I don't want to coat that leather. And just touch, just work the areas that you applied it to. If I can pick this up, and then I'm going to go ahead and just do this one here. Okay, so you just want to make sure you have even coverage on there. So this coating, I'm just going to go over the button too while I'm at it. This coating takes a couple minutes to harden up. I mean, not harden up, but to flash. Put that on there. I'm gonna grab this towel underneath the coating caddy. I'll put this on the floor so I don't scratch the leather seat. And I got some of it on the leather here. So if you get some on the leather, just wipe it off. Okay. So all you do is just pretty much watch paint dry, which is essentially the coating here. This coating has a 1 to 3 minute flash time before you can wipe it off. And this coating is actually pretty nice to work with, Diamond Body 36. I mean Diamond Body. Like I said, this one will harden up your applicator and create that hardness level to protect the trim pieces here. I could use that Blackfire one as well. And here in the interior, I don't need a coating that's going to be hydrophobic in here. I just want something to protect it, to minimize the amount of swirling that comes back from weekly wipe downs with the towel. And I'm just using a Costco towel again. I know people are going to freak out. It's like, you're going to scratch the thing. Again, Costco towels are hit and miss with it. So what I'm going to do is grab my diffuser. I'm going to pop the diffuser on here. Okay, kind of just looking at the coating here. And so I'm starting to see it do a little hazing going on here. So it's starting to haze up a bit. So it all depends on your temperature. This one has a slight, like the slightest of rainbow on it. So again, just to let that sit for another few seconds here, and then I'll start wiping it off. Like I said, one way if you want to check it to see if it's ready is find a spot, and this one's kind of hard to see, and then just take your finger and see if you're pushing coating around. So I'm still kind of pushing coating around. Yeah, so just like another few seconds, it's going to be ready. But pretty straightforward. This is how you're going to polish and coat your interior pieces here. Like I said, if you wanted to polish out this other piece here, you could, and then just add the coating on here. I've done this in the past before, and it works just fine. So let me just go ahead and focus on the main areas, which is here. Those areas are touched more than this spot here. And for some reason, this plastic piece here does a better job of resisting swirls on here. This one, Has some swirling going on, but again, this is like a hard plastic on here, kind of like the shift knob here, which is like this plastic chrome. It's got some pretty nice scratches in there on there. So let me just go ahead and pop this back on, and I'm going to take one last look. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off. Now this coating is pretty thick, so you're going to be pushing this around. Like I got some on the buttons here. Go ahead and wipe this off here. So if you don't want to coat certain areas, just tape it off. That came off when I wiped it off. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over to this side here, and then just come back for a final wipe here. So again, just use the coating of your choice. I'm not trying to sell you on one here. Okay, we're going to take this one off here as well. Nice. So I'm going to come back and take a look at it here with this light, kind of make sure I have all the coating removed. Got a little excess coating right here. I might just go ahead and coat that piece. So just inspect it. I'm going to pop this off because I'm going to bring you guys in for a final view here of the dash piece. So as you can see, this is the results that we're left with. So that looks pretty darn good if you ask me, and that coating did fill in a little bit of the other defects in here. And so you can see how glossy that looks from a distance here. So that's the project for today. I just wanted to kind of clean this up a bit and give you guys an idea of how this looks. And hopefully this shows up really good. Yeah, you guys can actually see that. So just one last look here of the interior piece here. So it looks pretty darn good here as well. So if I pan over here to this piece here, this piece could have used a little bit more work here on the bottom, but for the most part that's good enough, because like I said, people are gonna, foot traffic is what's really gonna get this on here. But look how glossy that looks from here. So that's the project for today. Just give you guys an idea of how to polish out your piano plastic trim piece here, and then just use a coating of your choice. If you want the maximum amount of protection on here, you're going to want to put paint protection film on these pieces, and that's going to protect the bottom piece from being scratched up. But the next best thing is a ceramic coating of your choice, or graphene coating. What I use, a nano diamond coating, whatever coating that you have. Just use it on here. And then as far as maintenance, the same thing. I'm just gonna use the interior detailer to wipe things down. Eventually this thing's gonna get scratched up because the coating is gonna resist only so much in terms of scratch resistance. They're not scratch proof. And that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any comments or questions on this process, go ahead and post down below. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.